Ministry of the Interior of Guatemala during fiscal year 2022. The Secretary of Defense shall certify to the Congressional Defense Committees that such ministries have made a credible commitment to use such equipment only for the uses for which they were intended. B. Report on security cooperation with Northern Triangle countries. 1. In general, not later than June 30, 2022. The Secretary of Defense shall submit to the Congressional Defense Committees a report that includes the following: A description of any ongoing or planned security cooperation activities between the United States and the Northern Triangle countries focused on protection of human rights and adherence to the rule of law. B. A description of efforts to investigate credible information on gross violations of human rights by the military or national security forces of the governments of Northern Triangle countries since January 1, 2017, consistent with applicable law, including the possible use in committing such violations of defense articles provided by the United States. 2. Form. The report required by paragraph 1 shall be submitted in unclassified form but may contain a classified annex. C. GAO report. One, not later than June 30, 2022, the Comptroller General shall submit to the Congressional Defense Committees a report containing an evaluation of the Department of Defense's end-use monitoring procedures for tracking credible information regarding the misuse by Northern Triangle countries of equipment provided by the Department of Defense, including A. the Department's review of any credible information related to the misuse of Department of Defense provided vehicles to Northern Triangle countries since 2018, and B. a description of any remediation activities undertaken by the Department of Defense and Northern Triangle countries in response to any such misuse. D. Strategic evaluation of security cooperation with Northern Triangle countries. 1. In general. Not later than March 31, 2022, the Secretary of Defense shall enter into an agreement with an appropriate federally funded research and development center to complete an evaluation, not later than June 30, 2024, of Department of Defense security cooperation programs in United States Southern Command Area of Responsibility that includes A. how such programs in general and in Northern Triangle countries in particular advance U.S. Southern Command's Theater Campaign Plan. B. how such programs in general and in Northern Triangle countries in particular promote the rule of law and human rights in the United States Southern Command Area of Responsibility. C. How such programs in general and in Northern Triangle countries in particular advance the objectives of the National Defense Strategy. And D. Any other matters the Secretary deems appropriate. Two. Report. The Secretary of Defense shall submit to the Congressional Defense Committees a report that includes the evaluation completed by the federally funded Research and Development Center selected pursuant to paragraph 1, within 30 days of receiving such evaluation. 3. Form. The report required by subsection 2 shall be submitted in unclassified form and posted on the Department of Defense's public website, but may contain a classified annex. E. Northern Triangle countries defined in this section. The term Northern Triangle countries means El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. Sec. 1337. Report on Human Rights in Colombia. A. In general. Not later than 180 days after the date of the enactment of this Act, the Secretary of Defense, in coordination with the Secretary of State, shall submit to the appropriate congressional committees a report that includes the following. 1. A detailed summary of the security cooperation relationship between the United States and Colombia, including a description of United States objectives, any ongoing or planned security cooperation activities with the military or other security forces of Colombia, an assessment of the capabilities of the military or other security forces of Colombia, and a description of the capabilities of the military or other security forces of Colombia that the Department of Defense has identified as a priority for further capability building efforts. Two. A description of any ongoing or planned cooperative activities between the United States and Colombia focused on human rights and adherence to the rule of law, and a description of the manner and extent to which the security cooperation strategy between the United States and Colombia seeks to build the institutional capacity of the Colombian military or other Colombian security forces to respect human rights and encourage accountability. B. Definition. In this section, the term appropriate congressional committees means 1. The Committee on Armed Services and the Committee on Foreign Affairs of the House of Representatives, and 2. The Committee on Armed Services and the Committee on Foreign Relations of the Senate. Sec. 1338. Report on efforts by the People's Republic of China to expand its presence and influence in Latin America and the Caribbean. A. Report. Not later than June 30, 2022, the Secretary of State, in coordination with the Secretary of Defense and in consultation with the heads of other appropriate federal departments and agencies, as necessary, shall submit to the appropriate congressional committees a report that identifies efforts by the government of the People's Republic of China to expand its presence and influence in Latin America and the Caribbean through diplomatic, military, economic, and other means, and describes the implications of such efforts on the national defense and security interests of the United States. B. Elements. The report required by subsection A shall also include the following: 1. An identification of a. the countries of Latin America and the Caribbean with which the government of the People's Republic of China maintains especially close diplomatic, military, and economic relationships. B. The number and contents of strategic partnership agreements or similar agreements, including any non-public, secret, or informal agreements that the government of the People's Republic of China has established with countries and regional organizations of Latin America and the Caribbean. C. The countries of Latin America and the Caribbean that have joined the Belt and Road Initiative or the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. D. The countries of Latin America and the Caribbean to which the government of the People's Republic of China provides foreign assistance or disaster relief, including access to COVID-19 vaccines, including a description of the amount and purpose of, and any conditions attached to, such assistance. E. Countries and regional organizations of Latin America and the Caribbean in which the government of the People's Republic of China, including its state-owned or state-directed enterprises and banks, have undertaken significant investments, or infrastructure projects, and correspondent banking and lending activities, at the regional, national, or subnational levels. Recent visits by senior officials of the Government of the People's Republic of China, including its state-owned or state-directed enterprises,